ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ श्रीतपोवनपरमगुरवे नमः। ॐ श्रीचिन्मयसद्गुरवे नमः। ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। ॐ समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। Hari Om, salutations to all, and Shubh 108th Gita Jayanti to all of you. 108, one of the significances of 108 is what? The number of times on an average a human being breathes through the day is 21,600 times. 12 hours, if we consider we are awake, in that 12 hours, awake, working and all that, rest of it in food, sleep, all that it goes. So 21,600 becomes 10,800. 1% of that is 108. So 108 malas, 108 times when we do the japa, the bhav is through the whole day, through our every breath, we remember the Guru, we remember the Lord. So 108. And interesting also is, I don't know if you are aware, our great ancestors, a lot of them very scientific people, great astronomers, they found that the distance between the earth and the sun is 108 suns, the size of the sun. 108 suns will fit between the earth and the sun, and 108 moons will fit between the earth and the moon. So that way also 108. Sun and moon for us are symbol of mind and intellect. The Guru is the one who integrates both the head and the heart. So this auspicious 108th Jayanti, we saw in the different programs that Gurudev took up for cultural revival, Jnana Yajna, Brahmachari Prashikshanam, Sandipani Sadhanalaya he started. Then wrote many books, many commentaries, expounded the teachings of the great masters, especially Shankaracharya ji. One very important point to know is the teacher and the teaching are one. The teacher lives the teaching, and that's why it will touch the hearts of each of us. And we should follow the teaching and the teacher both. They are anyway one. But what people do many times is we follow the teacher, but we don't follow the teaching. All problem starts there. For what am I connected to the Guru? I am connected to the Guru for the knowledge. I am connected to the Guru for the teaching. If I am not focused on the teaching, I am focused on everything else except the teaching. I am wasting the time of the Guru as well as my time. There were some people, somebody went and asked Gurudev, Swamiji, there have been some people with you who have been there for quite some time, but we don't find any change in them. Why is it so? And Gurudev immediately lifted his walking stick and he said, walking stick has been there with me for the last 30 years. Nothing will happen. A famous quote goes that teacher does not see the ability or the inability, he wants our availability. Am I available for the teacher so that the teachings will transform me? Even one word, one sentence of the Guru If I accept and adopt and I live that uncompromisingly, I will transform. So the teaching and the teacher, we should not separate them. They are one, and following the teacher means following the teaching. And if there is a teacher who is not bothered about that teaching, that you are not following the teaching, and he still keeps you around, either it is compassion that at some point you will change, you will transform, and you will follow the teaching, or that teacher himself is not bothered, he wants more and more disciples. So one should be very clear about that. So when Gurudev wrote books, etc., his vision was very clear. And one person asked him for some time for appointment. So Gurudev said, right now I'm traveling. It may take many days before I come to India and then I meet you. Meanwhile, meet me in my books. Because he and the books are same. He is the teaching. He himself is living that. Meet me in the books. And he always said, I am the pointer, not the pointed. In the direction of the pointer, if we look, we will find what is being pointed. See, for us, Gurudev is the pointed also. There is no doubt. He is Brahman. Guru Sakshat Parabrahma. But the bhav is, Gurudev always said that look at the pointed. He didn't want people to get attached to him and forget the pointed. And if somebody got attached to him like that, he would give sometimes appropriate treatment for them to be detached also. Sometimes he will give the silent treatment. He will absolutely ignore. What Ramakrishna Paramahamsa used to do, many times Gurudev also has done that. At one point, Vivekananda was very attached to Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. So what would Ramakrishna Paramahamsa do? If Ramakrishna is thirsty and he asks for water, Vivekananda will bring a glass. He will not take it. He will take from somebody else. If Vivekananda is coming from there, he will look somewhere else. He won't even make eye contact. If he asks a question, he will ignore. If he is singing something, he will just close his eyes. He will not pay attention. He will not listen there. At one point, Vivekananda became very disturbed. Then he understood that actually he is doing it to remove that attachment. Gurudev also used to do many times that. If somebody got attached to him, gone. That person will get appropriate treatment as per that person's temperament. So, Shruti Smriti Puranadi Vyakhya Grantha Prakashanam. Then the grassroots activities he started. Balakeshu cha samskaraha vicharo yuvakeshu cha dharmanishtha desha bhaktihi lokaseva tathaiva cha. So for children, see, no age group he ever thought was not capable of realizing the truth. There are some people who feel these are children, what they will know. And there have been some acharyas who have also said the youth don't have the gambhirya. How will they realize the truth? If you see in our Sanatana Dharma, there have been so many devotees of Bhagavan from childhood who are children. And this is the land which has produced so many great masters who are absolutely young. Vivekananda 20 years, Gurudev at 32 years, he took sannyas, 33. Samartha Ramdas, Prahlad, Dhruv, Shankaracharya ji at 8 years. Andal was such a small girl when she married Bhagavan. So many examples. This is the land which has produced so many young people who have absolutely realized the truth. So right from childhood, Balakeshu cha samskara, when somebody went and asked Gurudev that Swamiji, what is the right time to instill values in the child? Gurudev said before birth. Today we have started those Garbha Samskar sessions also now. Shishu Vihar has started. So right from Garbha Samskar onwards up to Sannyas, everybody, for each age group, Gurudev set up so many things. Balakeshu cha samskaraha. So that is samskar pradhan. And Shishu Vihar, I love the most. One of the things, the best part of Shishu Vihar is it is only God. In Bal Vihar, we have many other things. But Shishu Vihar is purely God. Small children. Full syllabus is Bhagwan only. And the parent and child both learn compulsory. Bal Vihar, the child parent escapes. And that is one problem there. Because the parent thinks that 1 hour free time for me, I'll go do shopping and come back. But Shishu Vihar compulsory, sit with the child. So the mother also learns, samskar goes in. So balakeshu cha samskaraha. And Gurudev always said, no, children are not vessels to be filled, they are lamps to be lit. And how much he encouraged the children, Bapre. He used to sit and watch these programs that the children would put up, Bal Vihar children, school children. You know, one place where one child became Tapon Maharaj. When that drama got over, Gurudev went on the stage, he bowed down. Because he said this child is representing Tapon Maharaj. One of our batchmates, who studied with us, she was with me in Chinmaya Kendra also, Darshini, Brahmacharani Darshini. She had become Balakrishna, and she had, in one play, she was acting. And when the play got over, Gurudev came to her and Gurudev saying, "Oh Balakrishna, I was also Balakrishna. Will you give me some butter, please?" He was so loving. And Brahmacharya ji, that Darshini, she remembers that she gave butter to Gurudev. Gurudev gave butter to so many people, and those small children, they all are called butter babies. She is the one who gave butter to Gurudev also, saying, and Gurudev asked butter from me. So he was like that, very loving, encouraging small children. There's a whole book called My Children. I don't know if it's still available or not. There are all pictures of Gurudev with children and many nice quotations. So, Balakeshu cha samskaraha, vicharo yuvakeshu cha. Youth, he had a lot of faith in. He always said, youth alone can. And one of the addresses he gave in Mulund, there he said the youth have two great grand responsibilities. One is wipe clean the mistakes of the past, and second is to look ahead and create a covetable future. That talk one has to listen, that what he felt about the youth, what the vision for the youth that he had. Youth today and youth alone can. These are two very, very powerful talks. One was in Bandra, one was in Mulund. In that Bandra talk, he speaks about Ram Janmabhoomi also. And he says those were mistakes of the past that we have to wipe clean. He spoke about Harijan, about reservations, many things. And for him, youth were not just like everybody says, youth are leaders of tomorrow, we are grooming leaders of tomorrow. He actually believed in that, empowered the youth, made them go through the scriptures, gave them national projects. There was no other national organization that he created before he created All India Chinmaya Yuva Kendra. There was no All India Bal Vihar, All India Study Group, none of that. Only All India Chinmaya Yuva Kendra. Why? Because youth need that dynamism and youth need to connect with each other from across the world. And specifically youth projects. He never undermined the potential of the youth. Many people would say, "Arey, youth are going from bad to worse, their culture is declining, they don't follow scriptures." He would not criticize the youth. He would say many times that youth are idealistic in their nature, in their aspirations, but we have to give them the direction. In one college there where he went, that gentleman was very inspired by Gurudev, so he invited Gurudev for the college talks. But that student union there was not for sadhus and sannyasis, and in the one of the biggest problems that has happened in our country is the leftists have got into the education system very strategically. They have been planted there, and they have destroyed the entire mindset. So a Swami coming to talk and all that, and there was anyway a strike going on in that college for something. So when Gurudev came into that auditorium, they were very restless. And Gurudev looked around and he saw that the window panes and all have been broken. So this gentleman introduced Gurudev and Gurudev started the talk. And how did he start the talk? He thought that the people thought that the Swami will say, be good and do good and be devoted to the country, don't do violence and all that. Nothing. He started saying, I'm very happy that all the window panes are broken. That means you all have a lot of potential. My job is to only direct it in the right direction. That's how he starts. So he had that faith in the youth. And he gave so many inspiring projects and programs to the youngsters. Mitrananji used to tell us one nice anecdote. When he was in Chinmaya Yuva Kendra, they did one cycle rally from Chennai to Tamaraypakam. Tamaraypakam is 40 kilometers near this Red Hills. And there Gurudev built a very nice temple in the form of Shivalinga, one of the earliest temples. And when that temple was being built, the government intelligence officers, they came to check. They thought we are building a nuclear reactor. Then they came to see, oh, this is a temple only. Okay, okay. So he made the whole temple in the form of Shivaling, big one. I was in Balvihar that time and went to, Gurudev came to inaugurate it. I was there. Spatik Linga Gurudev established there. You think of his vision, In that Spatik Linga, there are lots of small crystals. So there are linga, within that linga there are many lingas. Very amazing. He wanted it to be right in the center and he wanted people to come around and do the Abhishek on Lord Shiva, etc. But the architect said that is not feasible and whatever. So then they pushed it on to the side. So they did one cycle rally from Chennai to Tamaraypakam. And when Gurudev came to Chennai, then they said to Gurudev, we did cycle rally. So Gurudev said, from where to where? They said from Chennai to Tamaraypakam, 40 kilometers. Gurudev said, shh, don't tell this to everybody. Milkman does this every day. If you think you did this big cycle rally, Milkman does this every day. If you do a rally, it should be from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. That is called a rally. He would inspire them to think big. And from then onwards, that Chinmaya Yuva Kendra, Chennai, they took it up. Mitrananji was in the Yuva Kendra, Aniketji, and many of them. Siddhananji was Swamiji that time. Then they took up, went on a bike, and many bike rallies they did across the country, Char Dham, Himalayas, Amarnath, so many. So he'll inspire them to think big. And imagine in a bike rally, so many things can happen. There is so much of risk. Life is at risk. You young people, you send them. Projects, how many projects he initiated them with, so much of money is involved. He gave to them this project. So Chennai Chinmaya Yuva Kendra was given the project of doing Kamba Ramayana. And in that Kamba Ramayana in Tamil, S.P. Balasubramaniam is a playback singer. Vani Jairam is a playback singer. The entire audio is pre-recorded. The actors have to go and mime, lip sync and do the acting. And 7 stages were created. And the whole Ramayana was showcased. All done only by young people. Entire music and dialogues and many things. There are some professionals, yes, involved in that. But entire conception is by the youth. He gave Anandavana Bhuvani, Samarth Ramdas, that to Pune chicks, and they took up, Milind, I forget his surname. He serves in Vibhuti right now. Tilak, Milind Tilak. He was playing the role of Samarth Ramdas, so they did it. And he had given Swami Vidyaranya to Andhra Pradesh chicks. Now somehow that didn't happen. So when I came to know that, Gurudev wanted us to do this on Swami Vidyaranya, and he had written a whole article also in it in his 70s, because one of the greatest missionary masters is Swami Vidyaranya. Very less we know about him. It is because of him that the invasions have stopped for 200 years. And he battled quite a bit. He created those, Hakka and Bukka and the entire Vijayanagar empire. Very, very powerful master. And his compositions, we study only a few of it, Panchadashi and Jivan Muktananda, Jivan Mukti Vivek, and some of these compositions, Drigdisha Vivek, and all these. But his compositions are 10,000. How 10,000 compositions he wrote? A great scholar, he became the 12th pontiff of Sringeri Mutt. So, in COVID time, we did all the research, and last year we brought out that play, because if Gurudev wanted something, his sankalpa should be fulfilled. So he always engaged the youth in a creative way so that their talents can come out. And he did not teach them only through the stage and through the formal teaching. It has to be through many other ways. So if one has to act, in that play, Kambaramayan, one interesting, we should say, feature of that is that play has brought together generations and generations of youngsters. Even last year they did once again Kamban Tarum Kachi in Chennai. So many young people it has inspired. And you don't need to know Tamil because it is lip syncing, but you have to memorize the dialogues. So me, Anukulananji, and another brahmachari, three of us were supposed to join Vedant course, and we were playing the role in that Kamban Tarum Kachi. So the role of Vana Bharat. So there are two Bharatas in that, Vana Bharat and Royal Bharat. Vana Ram, Royal Ram. Because you can't immediately change the costume and come. So there will be two. Whoever plays the role of Vana Bharat lands up in Sandipani Sadhanalaya. Mitrananji played long back, he landed up in Sandipani. I played long back, I landed up in Sandipani. Like that. And Tamil dialogues you have to memorize and go and lip sync. And Vanabharat is one who will bring the padukas of Bhagwan Ram, put on a head and bring, and will plead to Bhagwan Ram, and you please come and return and all that. And it's very emotional scene. One will cry in that. So we practiced quite a bit and went to Sri Lanka, and 5 shows we did there. 18 million rupees collected through 5 shows. And that Ramboda Hanuman Mandir, which is there now in Sri Lanka, we did those 5 shows to collect that funds. So the idea here is what? It is not just a play. Through that play, you live the role of Bharat. That who was Bharat? What was his mindset? In the Tulsi Ramayana, Bharatji's beautiful shloka comes, Dharman arthana kamaruchi gatina chahahu nirvan. That, oh Lord, I don't want dharma, I don't want artha, I don't want kama also. I don't want nirvana also. Then what do you seek? Janama janama rati ramapada ho hina dridha anurag. He said, Hoihi Dhrida Anurag. He said, for lifetimes together, may I have only devotion for your lotus feet. Now, when we act on the stage, we come into that bhav and then go and act. That, okay, how was Bharatji? How was Jatayu? Anukulananji did the role of Hanumanji. Arey, what a role he played as Hanumanji. Amazing. So he will live like that. He will think, okay, I am Hanuman now, and what are the qualities of Hanuman? It is not just acting, it is actually sadhana. To one actor, Gurudev gave an autograph very nicely. He said, while acting, think it is real. In real life, act well. What a nice line, no? While acting, think it is real. You have to become that role. While acting, think it is real. But in real life, act well. Because all that which we are doing in real life is only playing roles. The reality is something else. So that way, Gurudev had a lot of faith in the young people. That's why he called for brahmacharis also who are below 32 years. He said, young people who are unmarried below 32, come and serve. So, balakeshu cha samskara, vicharo yuvakeshu cha. Yuvakendra is vichar pradhan. Many people think, oh, these are rajasic people, they just keep doing activity, they don't have the gambhirya, they can't sit properly and study. That all is our stupidity. That is because you and I don't know sometimes how to handle the youth and their energy and their dynamism and how to channelize it well. Then we can easily write them off. But nothing happens by writing the youth off. They are the next line. They are the second line for the organization also. So next year is a very, very important year. What is next year? the 50th year of Chinmaya Yuva Kendra. 1975, Gurudev founded Chinmaya Yuva Kendra in Bengaluru as a formal organization. Next year is 50th year of Chinmaya Yuva Kendra. So these 3 years are very crucial for us. This year was 108th year of Gurudev's Jayanti. Next year is 50th year of Chik. Year after that is 75th year of Chinmaya movement. 3 years, we have to tighten our belts and be in the field and work and give a befitting tribute to Gurudev. If he loved the youth, what will I do for the young people in my center? How will my Chinmaya Yuva Kendra be vibrant? That I have to think. Otherwise, it is a comfort zone. No? Nicely, we are in a comfort zone doing our classes and getting elders, and they are coming, and then some programs are happening. Chal raha hai kaam. Which is also required, that is seva of Gurudev only. But what am I doing specifically for the youth? Even if we have to try many things, even if you say that retention percentage is very small, doesn't matter. We should not stop trying. We should keep doing. Keep learning, keep innovating, and keep trying to reach out to the youngsters. One of the programs that lots of programs that we took up, Gurudev had gone to Japan. And when he went to Japan and he came back, he was narrating one incident, and where he said that there was one, person, when he went in Japan, he saw that there was one person who was separating some nails, the nails which have threading. So if a nail has complete threading, then that will be considered approved for use. If it has even one little defect, they will reject it. So Gurudev was seeing that they are doing this, so he went and asked one of them that, this looks almost good, it's as good as 95% good, then why are you not using this? That person said, because there is a 5% defect in it. If this is put in some bell or in some device, and if that device does not work properly, my country will get a bad name. So we don't compromise on quality. Gurudev came back and he narrated that incident, and he said, why do these people have this attitude towards their country? Because they have been taught about their history, about their ancestry, about their culture, and they are very proud of it, and that is what we need to do here. And our youngsters need to know about our history and our culture and be proud of this country and culture. This Gurudev said somewhere in 89, around that time. Not even 89, much before. 17 years before 2003. Calculate backwards. 86. Correct. So 86, around that time. 17 years later, we started this movement called Awakening Indians to India in 2002 and 2003, where we brought out that book, Awakening Indians to India, and every page of it is one inspiring fact about Bharat. That time, the national self-esteem was also very low. And people were not thinking great about the country, and they said nothing is here and we are going to go abroad only and settle down, etc. So in the young minds, the feeling for the country was not that much. So then we said, no, we will do this. So what he said 17 years ago fructified into Awakening Indians to India, and the national quiz happened. That created a record. 2.85 lakh youngsters took part in that quiz. Guruji told us if 25,000 people take part, be very happy. And he was very happy that he was proved wrong. 2.85 lakh youngsters took part, and then those quiz episodes, 13 episodes were created and they put up on the ZTV. The idea was to reach maximum people and feel. Once we launched all that, how much change happened. The whole India Shining campaign came up based on quite a lot of things that we had done. So the idea is what Gurudev wanted us to do. We have been continuously doing that. Transforming Indians to Transform India came up. Youth Empowerment Program came up. Gurudev actually wanted somebody from Sidhbari only, he wrote one letter and he said that I wish some young people would come forward and we could train them for a month and they would be available to us to serve. There's a letter of Gurudev like that. So then Chinmaya Yuva Kendra came up with this youth empowerment program saying we will train the youngsters for 3 months and they should serve this country for 9 months and 1 year that way they dedicate for the country. 13 batches of YEP have happened very successfully. This year now, July 15th, the 14th batch of youth empowerment program will start. So if you have any youngsters, please send them. It is an entirely free program for the youth. Some of them sitting here may have done the youth empowerment program also. The training will happen in Coimbatore. Swami Anukulananji will take it up. And especially because next year is the 50th year of Chick, it will be very good if you send youngsters, they get trained, they can come back, they can help you and take the work of Chick forward. So, Balakeshu cha samskaraha vicharo yuvakeshu cha. And that way many things, all the grassroots activities, I'm not going into the details of each one, the study group, the Devi group and the Vanaprastha Samsthan, etc. that he created. Then Dharma Nishtha, to be proud and practicing Hindus. Gurudev established so many methods for us to know. See how much literature also he brought out just for that. Symbolism in Hinduism, art of God symbolism, and this Hinduism, that is Sanatana Dharma, Hinduism FAQs, like that it goes. Only when we study some of those, then we understand, okay, why. Even yesterday the Prasad Pustika that was given to you is on Hindu culture only, our culture at a glance. Like that, many things that Gurudev established. So the literature, then the temples, so many places he not only established temples, but many people ask us in Chinmaya Mission, what do you follow? Which God do you follow? So it's not like one God's forms we have all forms. And so temples he established, Dharma Seva courses he started, Chinmaya International Foundation, so many of these that he established, all for ensuring that we get the nishtha, dharma nishtha. The word nishtha means firm abidance. That one is firmly convinced, and that he wanted to pass on even to the children, the schools that he started. Maximum number of Chinmaya Vidyalayas are where in our country? South India, okay. In South India also, in Kerala. God's own country it is, God's own land it is, but completely lost to the communists today. Communists and Islamists, gone. We have to get it back. Not easy to work in Kerala. And we have gone and established Chinmaya Vishwavidyapit also in Kerala. Where there is that maximum demand, because there it is, you have lost that place. The Hindus are such a weak minority there now. West Bengal is gone, Kerala gone, Tamil Nadu is in that direction, Punjab is fighting, this Khalistanis and all of that. The whole country, people want to break India and divide this country. If we understand that, the bigger vision of Gurudev is Dharmanishtha Desha Bhakti, is integrate the country, make people proud. Where already people are interested, they are religious, and there we go and start something very easy. Here where there is a struggle, their hard work has to be done there. So through the schools also, the Chinmay Vision program, one of the 4 aspects of Chinmay Vision program is Indian culture. Integrated development, this Indian culture, patriotism and universal outlook. 4 aspects of the Chinmay Vision program. Indian culture is a very crucial aspect of that. So in different ways, if I am a Chinmay Mission member, I am also a proud and practicing Hindu. One should not say I am a Vedantin alone, Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya, so which festival, what Hindu, I am beyond all boundaries, beyond all religion, I am a cosmic citizen. This philosophy came to you from Sanatana Dharma only. And it is not that if I become a Sanatana Dharma follower, then I am restricting myself. There are so many people who think like that. Why even patriotism is required? Nationalism is a limitation and it is binding aspect and we are global citizens and all that. That is all created so that anti-India forces can become successful. Those who tell you that, they will tell you be devoted to our philosophy, be devoted to Karl Marx. One has to be alert in identifying that what kind of vested interests are at play. So, Dharmanishtha and Desha Bhakti, a proud and practicing Hindu. Our challenge is both. Some of us are not proud of Hindus, and some of us may be proud of being Hindus, but we are not practicing Hindus. Both has to come to us. Dharmanishtha means that proud and a practicing Hindu. How much pride each of them have in their religion or not. A Muslim is so proud of his religion. A Christian is so proud of their religion. A Jain is proud of the religion. Buddhist is proud of their religion. This Sikhs are proud of their religion. Each of them, they have no qualms in proclaiming who they are. But as Hindus, many times we feel shy, and we are only taught that if you say anything like that, you are offending other people. All that is wrong notion. So, Dharmanishtha. How am I practicing Hindu culture? I should ask that myself. 16 samskaras. Am I able to live those 16 samskaras? Right from Garbhadhan up to Antyeshti. 16 samskars, beautiful samskars. Do I believe in this karma theory and I live by that? Do I believe in Punarjanma? Do I worship the Gomata? Do I celebrate my festivals? Do I live the philosophy of Vedas? Do I study my Vedic literature? Do I do the sadhana, the Sandhya Vandan, or my Ishta Devatas japa? How am I living the Sanatana Dharma on a daily basis? Then Dharmanishtha comes. Gurudev would be happy when people are proud and practicing Hindus. Then only we will be able to discharge our Rishi Rina also, and we will live as integrated individuals. Otherwise, philosophy will be there dry. Dharmanishtha. Desha Bhakti. What am I doing for my country? That's a question one should ask. Through my profession, I can do, through my family, I can do. Do I teach my children to contribute for the country, or do I teach my children only to think about I, me, and mine? Jijabai taught Shivaji so many things about the culture and the freedom and why it is important and how to fight for it and how the ancestors have fought for it. And Shivaji was created because the mother had that vision. Vivekanandaji's mother had that vision. She never stopped Vivekanandaji even when food is not there in the house. She taught him from childhood how to worship Lord Shiva, etc. So the vision is very clear. Then we start training the child based on that. If we think my child is my future security and my old age ka sahara, then we will treat the child only that much. But if we say this child has come through me for becoming a great contributor to humanity, to the nation, to the culture, then my whole vision will be different. Then, of course, whatever is the vasana of the child will manifest through it. But Dharmanishtha, Desha Bhakti, and Loka Seva. The second line are three altars of service were given to us. Any one or all the three we can dedicate ourselves. Gurudev was dedicated to all. Loka Seva, how many social service projects he created? And that's a social service project not like anyone else. This is the social service based on the feeling of oneness, that we are serving not out of pity, not out of some attitude that okay, they are the have nots and we are the haves and we are going to help them, out of the sense of oneness. In Tamarai Pakam, as I said, when Gurudev came to inaugurate, so he came, it was hot, sheds were built, we were sitting there, Gurudev sat, meditated for some time, went into the temple, did the Pran Pratishtha, and when he was going out, there are chick volunteers who have formed this, human chain, so that lots of people, because lots of villagers around, it's outside outskirts of Chennai, right? So Red Hills and all those villages nearby, so many villagers have come. See, there's a beautiful aspect of Gurudev we have to understand. Gurudev spoke in English, no doubt, but his feeling of love touched people across barriers. Those villagers don't know English. They know that he is a Mahatma who has come here. And they know about Chinmaya mission. because as the temple was getting built, etc., they came to know and they started participating, and Gurudev would accept them all. Even here you see so many Himachali people and the women, etc. They would come, they would sing bhajans for Gurudev. They think of Gurudev as their own. So across language barriers, his heart was so pure and selfless that he touched the hearts of people. So lots of villagers have gathered there, and these people are all standing in this line so that Gurudev can walk quickly. One lady, old lady, not old, one mother actually, she came and she had a child in her hand. She somehow managed to come through that human chain, and she came right in front of Gurudev and placed the child at the feet of Gurudev and said, Kapatanga, means please save my child. The child had high fever, and nearby there is no proper hospital. Now she has to go to Chennai or somewhere far, and she brought this child right in front of Gurudev. She placed, and Gurudev is walking, and he stood and he lifted the child and he looked at. There was Dr. Anant who was there with him. He said, Anant, I want a free medical center here. Next time I am coming here, I will inaugurate this. And Anand Free Medical Center was set up, and even today it is working. We used to go every Sunday there as Chinmaya Kendra members and go and do this. The doctors would come with us, and the doctors would treat the villagers, and the free medicines, etc., is given. So, like that, many examples of Lokaseva you find where Gurudev was moved and he has compassion. He set up so many of these projects so that people are benefited, and our study must bring that level of sensitivity and compassion that when we see the suffering of others, it is not that only the deepest level of suffering that ignorance people have, one is able to see that. One is able to see the deepest level of suffering as well as the grossest level of suffering. Many places where he set up orphanages and vridhashrams. In Chennai, in that Tamarepakam, there is a Harihar school, there is Anand Free Medical Center, there is the vridhashram also, there is a temple also, there is Goshala also, everything. All set up by Gurudev. So the idea here is Loka Seva. And again that Loka Seva he did for all age groups. Loka Seva Tathaivacha. Moving further, यथा वृद्धिं प्राप्नुवन्ति तथा यत्नं करोति सः सर्वदा सर्वभावेन सद्गुरुर्नो यतीश्वरः. यथा वृद्धिं प्राप्नुवन्ति, as Gurudev was growing in age, तथा यत्नं करोति सः, Gurudev was doing a lot of hard work also. So this shloka you can apply to activities also, and you can apply to Gurudev also. Here you see it is in form of the activities. So these will grow. As these will grow, so does our Sadguru. As these meaning all those, Jnana Yajna Pracharam up to this Loka Seva, all these. Gurudev, as he grew in age, he was becoming more and more dynamic. See, with age, what will happen to you and me? Our enthusiasm will start fading. Our energy will become lesser. We become more older, so movements become restricted. All that will happen. To a common man, what will happen? Body becomes older and older, desire becomes younger and younger. Trishnaika tarunayate. Body is becoming older and older, but my desire to enjoy becomes younger and younger. So I can put whatever, hair color, Botox, and this dentures, many things, and appear always young. Whenever we announce a youth camp or any trek, many times I take people for a trek. So I will put a restriction for age group. Invariably, people will say, Swamiji, I am 75 years young at heart. Can I join? We have a youth camp next week, Revel in Ram. I sent out a message very clearly writing that it is for 13 to 28, open for this age group. If you know, if you are eligible, register, otherwise pass it on. Again, 75-year-old person says, I am not qualified technically, but I am qualified through my heart. Can I participate? There it is, or satsang only, it is good, but otherwise, one of the biggest cultural shocks that I got, I'm born and brought up in Chennai. And for me, old people, meaning old ladies, etc., when we see, they are called mommies, and they will have a bun, they have hair, they are wearing sari, and they look their age. So when I went to South Mumbai, I was taking a study class, and for many months I was taking a study class. I didn't realize, because they all are young, they look very young ladies, and tip top they are dressed, and they wear some tight whatever that pants, and then some little whatever top, and they have some kitty bag, and tuck 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 they walk like that, and they come, and they are sitting in the class, and then you take the class everything, and then they go. After some 4 5 months, one day this lady said, Swamiji, tomorrow's class I will not be able to attend. I said, why? What happened? No, I might have to bring my grandson from the nursery. I said, grandson? Then I realized that this lady is a grandmother. But they all put so much of hair color and this and that, and then they come there, and then I understood, okay, I am taking a study class for all oldies here actually. I am thinking they are middle aged people. So as we grow, I mean, nothing wrong, anybody doing anything, please continue. It was a shock for me, that's all I'm saying. Now I have understood. So the point is what? Young people have energy, enthusiasm. As we grow in age, that reduces quite a bit. But with Gurudev, it was exactly opposite. So many new projects he started. Some people used to say also, Swamiji, existing projects are not yet over and we still need funds and volunteers. Why are you starting new projects? And he would say, that I feel this is need to be done and I'm starting it. Maximum what will happen? It will close down. Doesn't matter. He started CIRS, he started CIF, he started Central, that Chinmaya Center of World Understanding. All these are projects started in his last few years. And more dynamism. It is not out of restlessness. It is about the passion for this culture, for this country, and what best can be done. One of his quotes is very uh, beautiful, where he would say this, that the youth with their energy and enthusiasm can act and achieve, but the old with their experience and tapas can sit quietly and contemplate. This he would say to people. No doubt he is a great master, but he would not just sit quietly. He would go around initiating so many more projects and so many things that he did. Because his bhav was this. He said, treat the body as a sugar cane, squeeze the last drop of juice out of it. Body is going to fall one day. Till it is there, let it be used in the service of the society. This was his bhav. This is not restlessness, this is compassion.